YouTube may have only passed the 20-year mark, but it's had quite the plethora of slop content. But whether through its unhinged content or a so bad it's good aspect behind it, many of these channels actually succeeded from their bad content. Also have commentary channels to up their numbers by making content about them. Their most successful videos are just 20 minutes of them clowning on certain channels. But to many of those slop channels, that was their most successful period because online, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Many of them embraced the hate, and their success would cause other channels to form that would make even more exaggerated content. So let's look back at some of these types of content and the channels most associated with them. Let's start with a classic. The 3 a.m. videos were videos where people would do activities at, you guessed it, 3 a.m. The idea was that this was the devil's hour, so whatever you were doing was supposed to bring out some paranormal activity. This includes calling phone numbers, using a Ouija board, drinking mystery potions, or ordering something from the dark web. However, most videos went in a more goofy direction. In fact, I doubt many of these channels had the goal to record these videos at 3 a.m. Channel that popularized the 3 a.m. video archetype was J Station, a channel ran by Jason Matthew Effie, specializing in 3 a.m. videos and 24-hour challenge videos. His most notable videos were his dark web videos at 3 a.m. Cars, mystery boxes, slaves, girlfriends, children lovers. Was there anything this guy couldn't buy from the dark web? He was also notable for his gay potion videos and his resurrection videos, which, no surprise, got him in hot water. This guy was creating celebrity resurrection videos within a week of their passing. However, his true downfall would start when he faked his girlfriend's death for a video. Mind you, you still had to be stupid to fall for it, but still, that was crazy. Especially since they would soon break up and then he would be charged with assault against his girlfriend. Then they would reunite, then break up again. Shortly after, both of his channels got banned and people celebrated like it was the end of World War II. Despite hints of Jason's return, we have yet to see him do it. I mean, he said he's making more money now than ever before, so it's probably best for everyone if he just stays away from YouTube. Another infamous 3 a.m. YouTuber was Arcade Craniacs. What started out as a simple vlogging channel about carnival and arcades games run by a couple boomed when they started making their first horror videos about Chuck E. Cheese, before expanding to the likes of Annabelle, FNAF, and various creepypastas and horror icons. Shortly, he would expand the content to Barney, The Grinch, SpongeBob, and even Among Us. Even though the content was sillier and less offensive than J Station, it didn't stop Arcade Craniacs from getting into hot water when the couple behind it, Nicole and Edward, broke up, with Nicole accusing Edward of grooming and emotional abuse. Just a real shocker that making 3 a.m. slop about drinking gay potions and watching Sonic.exe movies would ruin your relationships. Unlike J Station, Edward's still doing content today, this time with a new girl. What am I doing wrong? He seems to focus his videos on brain rot now, no surprise. Specifically, Tung 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 Sahur, as that's what 90% of his videos have been about lately. However, his views have completely fallen off, so I think it's safe to say the internet has left him and the 3 a.m. videos behind. Another content type that was really popular before falling into obscurity was the DIY slash life hacked video archetype. Have you ever wanted to decorate your room or get some new outfits or stock your partner with a budget equivalent to being on extreme cheapskates? Well, this was the content for you. However, the content was known for the life hacks never really working or just being way too inconvenient to apply to your life. Now, there were two big channels associated with this video type. If you were ever watching Danny Gonzalez, you might be more familiar with Choom Choom. If you watch Jarvis Johnson, then you would probably know 5 Minute Crafts. Or maybe you already know both because they seem to be really popular. For example, 5 Minute Crafts has 80 million subscribers. But to get an accurate portrayal of what 5 Minute Crafts has to offer, look no further than their most popular video with 300 million views. Do you ever need to remove permanent marker from a piece of clothing? Well, just put some hand sanitizer down on it, swab it, put some baking soda, lemon juice, whatever. Use a toothbrush for some fucking reason. Wash it, and get a new shirt, and bam, wow, good as new. Look at this nifty thing. We take the bottle, we remove the cap, cut it up a little bit. I wonder what we're gonna do with that. I don't know. It could be anything. Take a toothbrush again for some reason. Hang it up. Oh, look at that. It's a toothbrush holder for when you don't have a fucking plastic cup. Oh, what about this? Cut up some random thing in half. And look at that. You could store anything. Headphones, drugs, more drugs, drug money, anything. Oh, look at that. Put the cap on and put it in your purse. You know, the place you already can put your money and stuff in. But if you were to look at their new videos, it wouldn't reflect that since all these videos managed to get less than 100k views and have literal bog comment sections. Yeah, it's clear that these life hacks aren't viable or convenient for anyone unless you're living in the fucking Attack on Titan underground. Chum Chum was similar to 5 Minute Crafts, but they like to add a little commentary and story to theirs. This is more entertaining, but also if anyone ever caught me watching one of these videos, I'm 80% confident that I would have to try and convince them that this isn't just a porno. But I would rather get caught watching porn than whatever Chum Chum is doing nowadays.
What? It's just an ordinary crabby. Oh my goodness!
This is just sad, like watching a dog about to be put down, losing all their dignity just for 10 to 20,000 views a video.
I'll let Ballerina go if this video gets 50,000 likes. Guys, like this video so that I can be released from prison.
Money's gotta go somewhere, whether it's the editing, set design, or the acting. So how is it financially supportable to get this low views? Because I know damn well no one's spending $50 on Chum Chum merch. It's clear that the days of Chum Chum and 5 Minute Crafts are behind them. I mean, you've seen the fall off in their viewerships and recent subscriber counts. At this point, taking any life hack advice from these guys is like taking singing advice from Diddy. Staying on the borderline softcore porn route, we have our next topic, which are the storytime animated videos. And I'm not talking about your Jaden Animation or Domix. I'm talking about the channels that made I'm in love with my kidnapper, I got pregnant in middle school, I sneak into people's houses and watch them sleep, I have a secret relationship with my teacher, and I was black, now I'm white.
Today on How It's Made. White people.
The thumbnails were never any better. It's a scenario where the origins of this type of content were actually wholesome, first being started by a channel named Storybooth.
The beat dropped and we exploded into our moves. We were doing the whip, the nay-nay.
Fringe aside, these were real stories voiced by the people who experienced them. Meanwhile, you had other channels that produced some of the most out of everything that didn't happen the most videos ever. For example, I don't think I'm addicted to having kids is a true story someone experienced. I mean, just look at the description of the videos and look at the titles of the videos they link. In terms of channels, I would say the two big ones were My Story Animated and Storytime Animated. Yeah, there was a severe lack of originality when it came to channel names. This is the part where I should tell you that these channels have completely fallen off and they don't get any views anymore. But no, surprisingly. In fact, both channels seem to have built a huge and stable fan base. The videos I mentioned before were from a couple years ago, back when everyone was making videos about them. But recently they seem to have turned a new page. Let's focus on My Story Animated since they're still active and the more successful of the two. First off, the animation has improved drastically. I know at best it's still just as good as a webtoon ad, but look at where they came from. Also, they dropped the weird and fetishy concepts for their videos, and they just seem to be standard love, action, and underdog stories. They also don't claim these as real experiences anymore, they're just fiction stories. I don't think the stories are anything spectacular, but they clearly have found their niche content to produce because it has brought huge success. They have now 25 million subscribers, and all of their videos are consistently hitting the millions mark within a day of upload. All that being said, why are they using AI thumbnails? Like, the animated channel couldn't be bothered to get artist drawn thumbnails? And it even goes further than that. See, one of their recent successes is their series called Vampire Stories. From the outside, it just seems like a typical vampire drama, but it's brought them huge success, so I can't fault them on that. But what I can make fun of them for is the fact that they made an AI bot on one of their characters. Overall, it's a mixed bag with how this type of content evolved, but at least it went away from the weird content it was known for before. Nowadays, I would say they're like an animated Darman video. Speaking of which, Darman videos went through their own cycle of ridicule for similar reasons as animated story videos. Mainly, their bad acting and how unrealistic the videos were. Comparing them to MSA, they have similar subscriber counts and viewership, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's some kind of huge overlap in audience. However, while the modern storytime animated videos were alike to Darman videos, I would say the older ones were alike to Tomorrow's teachings. The more exaggerated, less known, less realistic, but more racist, ableist, homophobic, and unhinged cousin to Darman. You haven't experienced true shock until you watch the Tomorrow's Teaching video. A blatant Darman copycat that managed to evolve to stand out in its unique teaching methods. Looking at the channel description, it lists Jason Garcia as the founder and creator of Tomorrow's Teachings. Let it be known that this guy is partially responsible for this clip.
Yo, what's up, man?
Crazy thing is, this isn't the only channel. Another channel named Generational Hope, diabolical name by the way, strives to make the world a better place with its family-friendly content, such as wife cheats on husband with 40 guys, and 16-year-old pregnant teen shot by black cop. You may know these guys from this clip.
Just tell me, why won't you adopt me?
I'm not gonna say it!
Why won't you adopt me?
Because you're...
These guys seem to be more successful than Tomorrow's Teaching, having amassed more subscribers. I actually find that surprising since overall I find the character development of TT's videos to be more engaging and cohesive to the overall plot. Okay, who am I kidding? No one watches these videos for plot or morals. They just want to see what shocking thing someone says next. Sadly, it seems as if the people at Generational Hope have moved on, not posting for an entire year. It's also not looking good for Tomorrow's Teachings either, as they struggle to hit 100,000 views with their new videos, even though it's only been a year out from their peak. In my opinion, I doubt we'll see a second win from them. When you rely on shock humor, it's only a certain amount of time until the surprising factor fades away and the videos are just seen for what they really are. Poorly acted, written, and mostly racist short stories. I'm sure there are other channels or types of content out there that fall into this category of YouTube. Beast rip-offs, pranks, etc. Just types of content that boomed for how bad, fake, or unhinged they were.
Yo, what's up, man?
It's a part of YouTube I actually feel weirdly nostalgic for, as every 6 months there was always a new punching bag to react and make videos about. As negatively received as these channels were, it was a blessing in disguise for them, as it was the peak for many of them. But as soon as the spotlight was taken off them, they vanished, and so did their viewership. Let this be a lesson to future channels that end up in this situation. Be like My Story Animated. Evolve and find an audience. Maybe you can skip out on using AI thumbnails and creating AI bots for your audiences. Well, that's it from me, guys. If you guys liked what you've seen, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment your favorite Hey Watch YouTuber. With that, see you later, bots.